Hey Rubies, welcome back to another episode on the Ruby Aura Mindset. And this episode is going to be for the Rubies if your life has started to feel like you're in survival mode instead of feeling like you're entering into a season where there's some type of control, organization, or softness, and you want to learn how to exude that. I want you to keep watching. There was a time in my life, like at some point along the way, I realized that life really stopped feeling magical for myself. Like it stopped feeling as if that I was enjoying life, and rather than me enjoying it, I was just moving through the motions. So there were certain things that I had to put back into my life that made my life feel more worth living and made my life feel as if that I truly enjoyed the process of the woman that I was becoming. So one of the things that I started to do, and that was the first thing, was stop having rush mornings. Rush mornings came because my nights were not prepared and I wanted to just wake up on the whiff of going to a place where I said, do I enjoy doing this? Maybe not. However, this is going to help me get to the next level. And that's how I started to romanticize my life. If you want to start romanticizing your life, you have to start thinking about the little things. The little things, because the big things is not going to bring that romance. It's the little things that you're going to do. So I'm going to teach you how to turn like ordinary things into literally soft routines, how to embody main character energy without forcing it. And I'm going to teach you how to fall back in love again with your everyday life. I think what happened is that because we get access to so many people's lives on the internet, we feel like our life's supposed to look like that. And we're not realizing that these people once started where we are currently in order for them to create that life that they have. So I'm going to give you a few things that you can do to start romanticizing your life again. The first thing you have to do is romanticize your mornings and your evenings. You have to put a routine in place, even if you have kids, even if you have a husband. Some part of your morning and evening needs to be to yourself. Stop rushing. Stop rushing. When you rush, it's almost like chaos is being introduced. If you take your time, you're going to start romanticizing your life because romance is slow. When a man romances you and wines and dines you, it's a slow process. It's a process of ease. So you have to do the same thing with yourself. What I would recommend is finding scented candles to put in your place. I would recommend like listening to jazz music or listening to some music that they'll probably play in like a cafe, a nice French cafe, like you have to create that ambience inside of your atmosphere in order for you to begin to romanticize the things in life. I would recommend like start drinking your tea out of a nice cup. Go and buy you a nice mug. Go and buy you a nice mug. Start your mornings with God. Start your mornings intentionally saying, hey, God, it's me again. I know that this is the day that you have made, and I want to rejoice and I want to be glad in this day. When you start your mornings and have those conversations with God and you just open up your pretty pink Bible, because my Bible is pink, you start to feel like, wow, I'm starting off intentionally. And one of the things that I love to do is that I love to open my windows. In the morning, I just feel like me opening my windows is a romantic routine in within itself, because it's almost like I'm letting a new light and a new energy into my home. The second way that you can do this, Rubies, in romanticizing the little things in your life is that you're going to have to start to create a visual romance inside of your home. So what I want you to do is the next time that you make yourself breakfast, make the plate pretty. Make your plate pretty. There are going to be some days that it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be rushed and put together. But those mornings that you have time, make your dish pretty. Start wearing matching pajamas at home, matching lounge sets at home. Adding fresh flowers to your environment makes a big difference, and you can buy them at your local food store. You don't need to put in an order for a fancy bouquet, Rubies. You can buy this literally out of the food store. They're right at the beginning of the door. In my country, when you walk into the nice food stores, there are literally roses and sunflowers and orchids at the main entrance of the door. So you see it as soon as you walk in. And what I love to do, and this is just free game, I love to display my skincare products on like a small tray. Like my skincare products and my perfumes are organized because they add beauty to my vanity area. So most of the things that I have on my vanity area are like pink and light colors, and I organize them in a way to make my vanity feel pretty because the lighting itself is going to make it feel pretty. I even went a step further and I brought makeup brushes that had the pedals on it, the diamonds on it, because I wanted to feel luxurious in my own environment whilst doing my makeup, so I will enjoy it. So you have to start taking certain things in your environment and ask yourself, how can I make this romantic for me? How can I make this romantic for me? Now, the third thing that you need to do, rubies, in order to romanticize your evenings and your mornings and just your life in general, you need to turn your everyday tasks into created routines that align with your life. And this is what I mean. You want to make laundry better? Put the laundry in those fancy jars. Take it out of the laundry bag, put it in the fancy jars that you can see through, fix them together in your laundry area. I guarantee you're going to enjoy doing laundry. The shower. I like to shower in like a dim light setting. If I'm not feeling a bright light. So I set the mood for when I go to shower. I listen to soft music. I listen or I watch my favorite YouTuber. I do these things when I'm showering. I pick certain body washes for myself on days that the body wash that I use on my off days is different from the body washes that I use on my everyday going to work. So I decide when and what I'm going to put on my body based on that particular routine for that morning, that evening, that work day, that after the gym session. One of the next things that will truly make your life so romantic is just writing down your feelings. You know, the Bible tells us that us venting to people is almost like us, it's a foolish thing. You need to start venting your feelings down on in a journal. I just recently I went through something and I wanted to run to my friends and just vent. And then something in me just pulled back and said no. Because tomorrow when you wake up, it's not going to even be that serious. So, Ruby, you don't really have to worry about it. So let's move forward. You talk to God about it and then you move forward. Like, that's what you need to do. The next thing that I think really works about romanticizing everyday routines is your walks. Make your walks magical. Look at the little details in nature. Look at the way that the leaves dance on the trees. Look at the little ladybugs and butterflies, that the birds that fly past you. Like, you have to start being intentional and being grounded. And that's what I think the main thing about romanticizing your life is that when a man romances you, he pays attention to detail. And when you romance yourself, you have to be vigilant and you have to be grounded and present. So when you're being present, you actually start to romanticize the little things inside of your life. Number 4 for romanticizing your life, rubies, is that you're going to have to embrace being a feminine woman. More and more and more as I let go of the things that made me extremely hard, made me extremely masculine, made me extremely in fight or flight mode, made me feel like I was in survival mode. As I let them go, I am more in tune with myself. I am more in tune with who I want to be. And rubies, I'm going to tell you something. Whenever any of you decide to take that journey to abstain, you will start to feel like a child again. There are certain interests now that, because I don't have to focus on things that are perverted, things that are lustful, that I want to focus on things that bring peace, enjoyment, and love. And you start to feel like a child again. So you have to embrace being feminine. embrace being a woman. You have to really wake up one day and tell yourself, I love being a woman. I love being a woman. I love wearing pink. I love decorating. I love jewels. I love diamonds. I love rubies. I love sapphires. I love pearls. I love the things that make me a woman. I love going to get my nails done. I love doing my hair. I love getting my pedicures. Like, I feel so feminine when I'm doing these things, and I romanticize those things in my life. I romanticizing being able to pick a hairstyle on Pinterest, picking a new nail color. Romanticize those things about yourself in your everyday life. So how can you embrace being more feminine? Walk slower. Walk slower. Learn how to walk in heels. Take a heels classes. Take a etiquette class. Speak with intention. You don't always have to argue. I think the most feminine thing a woman can do is not crash out, but just be very reserved and very emotionally regulated. You sit with elegance. Cross your legs sometime. Sit down, cross your legs. Wear skirts. Wear skirts, wear dresses. When I do an upgrade in my wardrobe, I'm going to add some skirts and dresses because I was always a pants girly, and I just want to be more in tuned and flowy with myself now. And that's where I'm at in organizing things for myself. Okay? Number 5 is that you will start to find meaning in all of the small things. I find meaning when I see a butterfly fly past. Okay? I find meaning when I put on red lipstick. I find meaning when I wear gold jewelry, or I wear silver jewelry, or I wear pearls. I find meaning when I'm not having a good day and I decide to like dump all my feelings in a journal. I find it very meaningful to be able to have energy to go and move my body and be in the gym and exercise and watch my body transform. I find meaning in cooking and meal prepping and watching all of the greens and the pretty bright colors from fruits dance on my plate, and I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy eating the healthy food. There was a prayer that I said recently where I said, God, help me to enjoy the good things from my body. Take away those desires for the things that is not going to be good for my temple. Help me to enjoy and love the good things, the good food. You have to stop rushing to eat your food. Where are you rushing to go? Take your time. Chew. Look around. Chew. Take a sip, chew, okay? Do these things to romanticize the little things in your life, Rubies. Number 6, and this is a powerful one. Romanticize solitude. You have to learn how to enjoy being by yourself. I feel like men and people in general, but particularly men, are very intrigued when women enjoy their own company, because they always expect you to be around persons and be extroverted, and men are just amazed by women who find peace and tranquility in being by themselves. Enjoy the solitude. I always when I was dating somebody and they was like, why you always like to be home? I said, because I enjoy being home. I create my environment to enjoy being home. Okay, so I like my home. So I was never that type of woman that you gotta worry about me being laid up with somebody. Like, you don't gotta worry. I want to go home. I want to go back to my home. Okay, I want to go home because I like the ambience of what is there. So you have to romanticize solitude, and some ways you can romanticize solitude, Rubies, is not just by being home by yourself, but you can romanticize solitude by going to the grocery shop by yourself, sitting somewhere reading, eating breakfast alone, just driving and just being in silence whilst you drive. Okay? The 7th thing you're going to do, Rubies, to romanticize the little things inside of your life is start to create a musical playlist that you can use at any given moment when you feel like that soft feminine music. There was this day I end up on YouTube and I was listening. I felt like I was in somewhere in Italy, and I was listening to a soundtrack in the 1970s, and I continued to play that whole playlist. And I loved it, and it made me feel good, and it made me feel light, and it made me feel airy. And then in the mornings when I wake up, if it all, you have certain gospel music that put you in a certain atmosphere as well. And some days I just want to listen to the old gospel music. I don't want to hear the new. I don't want to hear no gospel song from the past 10 years. I want to listen to the ones that my Grammy was listening to, because it puts you in an atmosphere. It prepares you mentally. And that music is such a serious thing, Ruby is. So you have to be mindful of the music that you listen to. And you know what? At some point, there was a time in my life I thought I was a no limit soldier because I like that type of music, and now I really don't. Because that type of music that they have spirits in it, and they put you in certain moods. So more and more and more, I started my musical playlist started to change when the woman that I was becoming started to change as well. Okay, number 8, Rubies, we're going to celebrate our small wins. Something I was so caught up trying to figure out exactly what it was that I wanted to do for my birthday. And my birthday is not now, but I was just thinking in advance. And I said, you know what? I'm going to celebrate all of the wins from my year before that I didn't have time to enjoy because life was going on and it was moving. I'm just gonna enjoy all of that. I'm gonna have one big celebration for the wins of the year before. So you have to celebrate your small wins. And your small wins could be, I went to do a workout today. So I deserve a nice smoothie. I deserve to eat extra strawberries on top of my Greek yogurt bowl today. Or I deserve to eat chocolate and strawberries today. Okay? So start to celebrate your small wins. I deserve to just go and get the little cupcake out of a pastry shop, and I'm going to get one candle and I'm going to blow it out, because guess what? I deserve that today. I won at this today. Now, I'm not saying y'all go down that rabbit hole eating cupcakes every day now. Okay? But you have to start celebrating your small wins. Now, this is something new that I recently started, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. Was I started to have a romantic dialogue with myself. So I started to speak to myself in a way where it was almost like I was cherishing myself, even in the moments when I don't feel 100%. So, like, for example, rather than me saying, "Oh, I'm just going to go on a walk," because my fitness trainer told me to go on a walk, I look at this like, I'm stepping into fresh air. I'm grateful I'm able to move my body. I'm grateful that I'm able to move my body, and I'm grateful that I'm able to just become and sculpt my body and sculpt my curves. Like, I'm grateful for that. So I want to go on this walk. Rather than me just saying, you know what, I'm just eating some lunch or just eating some food. No, I'm nourishing the woman I am becoming by eating this salad without all the extra fatty stuff. Yes, this is what you have to start to do. And you will start to feel really good. You will start to feel so good. I'm smiling just saying these things to you. And then last but not least, Rubies, to romanticize the little things inside of your life, is you have to remember you are the main character always. The greatest compliment that you can get from men, Rubies, is when they say, "Oh, you're so full of yourself." Thank you. Because anytime somebody tells you that or makes you feel really bad for taking care of yourself, 9 out of 10 times it's probably a manipulator that wanted to use you and didn't want you to see your worth. Now, the goal would never be perfection, Rubies. I don't want you to perfect everything in your life. I want you to start enjoying your life. Detaching. One of the bonuses for me when it comes to romanticizing my life is taking those breaks from social media. One of the reasons I love YouTube, because YouTube, you get to see the real. You get to see the real in the day of people's lives. You don't, like, I take breaks from social media. I do. And it helps me to be more romanticized in my own life without comparing my life to other people. Without worrying about, oh, I have to get this, I have to get this, I have to get that, I see this, I see that, I want that, I want this, I want that. I even unsubscribed to my favorite clothing online sites because I want to save money and I don't want to be in a financial frenzy, or I don't want to be thinking about, oh, if I buy this, I need to budget this, I need to budget that. No. So there are times like I just disconnect, and that has helped me so much in romanticizing my life. So rubies, if you are tired of living in survival mode, sometimes it just starts with the daily routines that you need to work on to begin romanticizing and loving the life that you live. Rubies, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the Psychology of the It Girl, the Attractive and Untouchable course, if you want to get your money up this year, check those out. And recently I just dropped the Well-Kept Woman. And I think the Well-Kept Woman ties so much with this episode because it's literally about learning how to be well-kept daily, and not only when you decide to do a maintenance day, a birthday, or an event. It teaches you how to show up as a well put together woman every single day, and they're never caught off guard. 30 days to transform. You do that in 30 days, you will be a well-kept woman by the end of the month. Go and check it out because it's only $12.99. I made it very affordable because I just want the rubies to level up. Like, I love you all, and I want y'all to level up because I'm leveling up too. So thank you for coming to another episode on the Ruby Aura Mindset Rubies, and I will see you next time. Bye.